This is Hanging with Mrs. Housley, and I'm Mrs. Housley. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing very well. It has been 7 whole days, 1 week, since we've talked last. And if you remember, last week we talked about tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. What was it? Painting, right? 3 different techniques that I showed you. The first one was straw blowing painting. I didn't use a straw. Remember, I had to use a pen, the inside of a pen, because I couldn't find a straw anywhere in this whole building. I was surprised. Where are all the straws? And we used watercolor paints, very, very watery paint, and then I blew some air through the tube and the paint went everywhere. Remember? Like this. It was so fun. Turn those little guys into monsters or they look like fireworks. My daughter saw that and she said, yeah, that looked kind of like fireworks. I said, you were right. I thought of little monsters, but they did look like fireworks. The second one, oh, that was my favorite one. The string paint. Remember, I dipped the string into that paint. By the way, that was tempera paint or acrylic paint for the grown-ups, if you're interested. I'm sure you figured that out. Dip the string in there and then I wiggle, 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 wiggle that paint onto the piece of paper, and then I pulled it slowly and it turned into this beautiful flower, right? It looked like a flower. Some people, maybe you didn't see a flower, maybe you saw something else, but to me it looked like a flower. I thought that was really fancy looking, and it didn't require me to do much work at all, and it certainly I didn't have to practice doing that. It just was easy, but it looked so fancy. That one was my favorite for sure. The third one was the acrylic finger painting. Remember, I had the dots of paint, the rainbow colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple up here, and then I had them down here, and I dragged my finger through the paint like this, right? And then that looked like kind of like a basket weave. That was really, really neat. So paint. That was fun. Paint here looks like water. I love it. It's one of my favorite colors, even though purple's my number 1. This color makes me think of water, makes me think of water safety. Let's talk about water safety, because we have to stay safe around the water, right? Lots of swimming going to be happening, lots of going to the pool going to be happening. We have to be safe. So there's more than 10 rules. Here's my 10. The first thing, number 1, which isn't number 1 on my list that I have typed out, but sunscreen. Remember, it's so important. We talked about it a few weeks ago. I have it in my lotion. My daughter has a game later today. I'm gonna put sunblock or sunscreen on again, and I'm gonna definitely put it on her because we don't want to get a sunburn. Sunscreen is important. Always wear it. But the number 1 rule on my list says supervision. Supervision means a grown-up needs to be around when you're swimming, okay? Never, ever, ever swim by yourself. There's got to be a grown-up around, a grown-up that you know, whether it's your mom or your dad, grandma or grandpa, or grown-up brother or sister or cousin, somebody in your family. Make sure that you're not by yourself when you're swimming. And if you're at a public place, a public pool, there are people called lifeguards that are workers who are working there to keep you safe. So they have a whistle and they have a fanny pack, which is filled with Band-Aids and all kinds of important things to keep you safe. And then they carry a float, and that float helps them help you if you get in trouble in the water. It's like a piece of foam that helps you. So if there's ever any trouble, that lifeguard is watching, and they're doing their job very well. They have been trained, which means they have been taught very well to help if anyone is ever in trouble. Okay? Supervision, number 1. Number 2, raise your hand if you've ever had swimming lessons. Swimming lessons are so important to have. Some grown-ups need to get swimming lessons too. Playing in the water, la 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 la, is not swimming, okay? Playing in the water is playing. Swimming, actual swimming, and learning how to go under the water without plugging your nose, those are important skills that you need to have. You need to learn how to swim. just to keep yourself safe. Plus, swimming is so fun, okay? Once you learn how to swim properly, oh my gosh, it's so fun. But you have to learn how to swim the right way, okay? So get some swimming lessons. The Addison Park District has offered swimming lessons for lots of years. So we just want to make sure that moms and dads check out online and in brochures for those swimming lessons. When they do come back, get those kids those swimming lessons, because it's so important. We need to learn how to swim, okay? Playing is not swimming. You have to learn how to swim. All right, there you go. Number 3, wear a life jacket or a life vest. You've seen them before. Put them on like a shirt, and it zips up or it clips together, right? Those are really important to wear because those keep you from going under the water. They keep you above the water. They're also foam, like styrofoam inside, some fancy foam that keeps you safe. When you're on a boat, you definitely have to wear that. But you should really wear a life jacket or a life vest to keep you safe when you're around the water, okay? Even if you don't want to wear it, you really should wear it. It's very, very important. So, number 3, wear a life jacket or a life vest. Number 4, I don't like to see this one. This one I've seen before at the pool. I've seen people pushing or shoving at the pool. Never push or shove somebody by the water or by a pool, because what if you push somebody, you shove somebody into the pool and they fall in and they don't know how to swim? They're going to be in a lot of trouble. They're going to need help. And it's not very nice to push or shove anybody anyway, but if you push them into the water and they don't know how to swim, that's really dangerous for them. Plus, not only can they fall in, they may hit their head. So we don't want to do that. So please, never push or never shove anybody, especially around the pool. Then another thing we should not be doing around the pool is number 5. How about never run, always walk when you're around the pool? Always walk, never run, because there's water everywhere and it's slippery. You could slip and you could fall. You can fall onto the ground and get hurt, or you can fall into the water and get hurt. We don't want to do that. So please, 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 always walk, never run when you're by the water, okay? Especially at a pool. I know when you're at the beach, you can run on the sand because usually the water is very shallow right by the edge, by the sand, but it's always best to just stay away from the water when you're running, especially by the pool. Don't run, always walk, okay? How about number 6? I don't think I've ever done this before because it's not a good idea. Never swim or go into the water when there's a thunderstorm or just a storm in general. That's not a good idea. Do you know why? Okay, so when there's a storm, there's usually thunder and lightning, right? Well, lightning loves water. And if you're in that water, not a good idea. So stay out of the water when there's a storm. If you're at a pool where there's lifeguards, or at the beach where there are lifeguards, if they see thunder or they hear, if they see lightning or they hear thunder, they're gonna blow their whistles and they're gonna say, everybody get out of the pool or get out of the water because it's unsafe. You can't go back in until that's gone, all right? Stay out of the water when there's a storm. How about number 7? This one's a gross one. Never drink the water that you're swimming in or playing in. First of all, pool water has lots of chemicals. Pool water has chlorine and other things in it. Very, very icky to taste, and it's really unhealthy because those chemicals are not good for you to drink. So don't swallow that pool water. And if you're in the ocean, it's really salty. It's salt water. And if you drink salt water, it makes your tummy very sick. Don't drink salt water from the ocean. And don't drink water when you're in a stream or when you're in a pond or in a lake. Don't drink that, because even though it doesn't taste salty, it looks pretty, it's kind of greenish, brownish. You don't want to drink that. But there's also little germs that are in that water that they're safe to swim in most of the time, but the taste is bad, and it's bad for insides of your tummy. So don't. There's germs. Those germs can really make you very sick. So just don't drink water that you're swimming in. Okay, if it gets in your mouth, you can spit it out, but don't swallow it, all right? Don't drink that water. Not good. That's number 7. That brings me to number 8. Now, I know that playing is a lot of fun, but when you're playing in the water, if you feel very tired, or if you feel like your muscles are starting to cramp up, which means they tighten up, sometimes it happens in your legs, mostly in your legs or in your arms, or if you feel, or on your side, if you feel cramping where your muscles are like squeezed, get out of the water. That's your body's way of telling you that you've had enough for just a bit. When that pain or the cramp or the tiredness goes away, as long as your mom or dad or grandma and grandpa says it's okay to go back in, you can go back in. Maybe that's your body's way of saying you need to take a drink of a bottle of water or a drink of juice or have some food. But if you're feeling so tired and if you're feeling crampy, it's time to get out of the water and go sit down and rest for a bit, okay? Your body needs a rest. Even though you're having so much fun and you don't want to stop having fun, you need to have a break. So listen to your body. If it's telling you it's not feeling so great, get out of the water and maybe get into the shade. That's a better idea too. So that was number 8. This brings me to number 9. When you're in a pool, you may see the drain. There's lots of parts to the pool. It's not just a big hole filled with water. There's a filter that keeps the water clean. There's a place where you put the chemicals. There's also the pool drain. Now, I don't know if it's on the bottom. I think it's on the bottom of the pool. Sometimes it's on the wall of the pool. Stay away from that drain, because that drain is kind of like a vacuum, and it can suck things into it. So it can maybe pull your hair into the drain. You don't want that. Or a piece of your bathing suit. You don't want it to kind of go into that drain. So if you see the drain, go play somewhere else. You don't need to play by that drain. And don't put anything in the drain. Just kind of stay away from it, because that will keep your pool that you're in running well. And we don't want to break it, and we don't want anything to get sucked into that drain. So stay away from the pool drain. That's an easy one. Go play at another part of the pool, okay? And then number 10. This one, I don't know how much you're gonna experience this one, but never swim in water that's moving very quickly. I'm not talking about like a lazy river. Even though that's moving quickly, you're in an area where you're protected or you're in an inner tube. But I'm talking about water that is moving like a stream or a river. Because if you're in the water here and that stream is moving, it's gonna push you this way. And if you want to be here and it keeps pushing you this way, that's not a good thing. Plus, if it's strong enough, it's called the current. If the water is strong enough, it can lift you off your feet and make you go this way, and then you have a hard time going back that way. Sometimes you can't swim against that water because it's too strong. Stay away from moving water, okay? That was my 10th rule. They're all very important. There are so many more important rules. Like another one would be to listen to the lifeguard and to not pretend that something is wrong by screaming or be like, help, help, and nothing is really wrong. Always listen to the lifeguard and don't pretend that something's wrong, because if the lifeguard comes to save you and you're just pretending, then that lifeguard can't be watching other people who might really need help. So please never pretend when you're around the lifeguard, and try not to scream in the pool, because the lifeguards will look to make sure everybody's okay. If you have to scream for the lifeguard, yell help, they'll come in and help you, okay? Don't ever be afraid to yell for help if it's real help that you need, not pretend help. So we don't want to just be joking around. That's not a funny joke. That's not a good joke at all. So don't do that, okay? Those are very important rules. like I said, there's many, many, many more. But some of the other rules I like to have are like, I don't know, have fun. That's a good rule. Have fun. If you're going to search for pool toys in the water, try to play with just pool toys that are sold at the store. They're pool toys. You shouldn't be diving for coins or little things that could get caught in the drain or get caught in the filter, and that's bad for the pool. Don't ever dive into the water, jumping in with your head head first. Never dive into the pool until you really know what you're doing and you're maybe a little bit older and it's a diving pool. Always go in feet first, okay? If you're looking for toys, go in feet first and just look into the water with your goggles or with your eyes and just go play that way. So please, no diving in the pool unless you know how to dive and it's a diving pool, okay? And look at the around the pool area. You'll see that there's pictures of things that you should not be doing. Diving is definitely one of them, because if you dive into a pool and it's not deep enough, your head is going to be in trouble, okay? Those are my rules. Please have fun. Please be safe. And most of all, keep yourselves, listen to your body, like I said, listen to your body. And if your body's telling you it's time to get out, then get out and rest, okay? All right, have fun, and we'll talk to you next week. See you later. Bye.